Okay, all right. So it's exactly 9:30. Hello, everybody. Remember, sometimes I don't quite say goodbye properly because I see you all kind of in your shavasana. I want to give you a longer time, and in let's see what happens if I don't say namaste to you. You know how to get out, and you do that at your own time. Okay, so welcome everybody. Yeah, beautiful. All right. So we'll just take a couple of moments to feel how you feel sitting down today. You can use cross-legged, couple of blankets, one blanket. I'm going to sit up on one blanket. I sit almost at the front or the tip of the blanket. You can even do it like a little double, and you could sit at the top. All right. And then that will help the knees kind of descend. So you prop yourself here, it doesn't quite walk. So it's like I have my sit bones kind of like pointing down. Okay. And then I'm just going to cross, and this might vary for everybody. It's just different. Just feel your shoulders a little bit, feel your crown of your head, feel the hips that are even, right? You don't want to be propped more one than the other. And just soften to your own body. Close your eyes. Start tuning in. Find your breaths. Take a couple of inhales and exhales. You know what to do. Just through your nose. Maybe exhale out your mouth if you like that. That's fine. We just want to start moving gently, just observing the breath. So all you're going to try to open is your chest or your ribs, and maybe even the expansion of your diaphragm. So it's very subtle. Don't uh, effort too much. Just easy breaths in and breathing out. Where are your hands? They can be on your knees. They can be on this cosmic mudra with the right under the left and the thumbs touching. They can be facing up, curling up on the legs, or they can be down and grounding. All you want is just to properly sit and be tall with a long spine and the head reaching the heavens. That's all we want. Front and back, just as tall, grounding sitting bones, and feeling the breath at the chest, at the back, at the front, and all around the circumference of the shape that we are taking. Just putting yourself in the moment, placing yourself that you have chosen this shape, and allowing the things that you have to do, put them a little bit like a little drawer, lock that drawer, and then put it somewhere aside in your mind. So you deal with that. We're just going to try to be in our bodies, in our place, in our mats, in this moment to take care of ourselves. So if you can hear my breath and you can hear your breath, it's very soothing. If you cannot hear it, that's okay. So we're going to eventually lie down. The only stretch I'm going to do is just bringing your hands, interlace them, kind of lock them kind of in front of your heart or your middle of your body, and then start lifting away from the body. And eventually we're just going to stretch your arms, the palms up, and you're going to take a couple of breaths here. So this is a very not happy place and not good place. Just have your hands up, face each other, or even a little wider like a V. Whatever you can do, wherever you can do, just take a breath here, and then feel that the hands are pressing up, and feel the lower body pressing and grounding down. So lift and ground, breathe in and breathe out. Try to soften your neck. So you can even turn your head around, soften the jaw, get a little taller, get out your ribs away from the hips, get tall, keep breathing, and then bring your hands back gently up, all the way down, and return to where you came from. Okay, so here, if you like, you don't have to, but I'm going to put this blanket sort of the top third of the mat, and I'm going to lie sort of like the lower part of the shoulder blades on there. So the shoulders will be away in front of the blanket. And if it's just a little bit of helping to open the chest a little bit, to broaden, and then you can just find your way there. You might do just a couple times. So this looks like it's going to be great, and it's not a lot. And then feel that. So your arms should be just along the top of that prop, of that blanket, and it's almost flat. I'm just did it like twice. So my arms are like in a T. My head is on the ground. And if this doesn't work, just come on up on the side and pull it aside and just lie back. So I just have that little bit of a prop to really open my ribs. So notice I'm not on my shoulders. I'm just on the lower tip of my shoulders. All my shoulders are off that blanket. Arms open. My feet are on the flat on the floor. My knees are pointing up and my arms are out, and I have my palms up, but I can have my palms down. Okay, so take a breath here. If it's okay, you should feel that it's okay. You should be able to breathe. You should be able to feel that your heart is opening, physically opening up. With the feet on the floor, okay, comfortable. They're not too close, they're not too open. Knees are pointing up. Just make like snow angels. You're gonna lift your, roll your arms like we did when we were sitting, when we tried to bring your arms behind you. So maybe they touch, maybe it's too much. Maybe you can keep it as that V or a little wider, and then back to where just out from the shoulder. So if it's okay, keep the arms as close to the ground as possible, and then open. Okay, do a couple, maybe one or two. Notice your breath here. Notice your ribs kind of lift over. Notice the curvature of your low back. Okay, do a couple of these opening. Yeah. Try to not look at the screen too much, so your neck is kind of straight in line with the rest of your spine. All right, and the next time they're overhead or reaching behind you, wherever is your shape, like a V or straight, see if you can lengthen your legs one at a time, and then stretch your whole body, reach your fingers away, maybe point your toes, maybe flex your toes, really stretch all the fingertips, and feel that opening of the across the chest, behind your shoulder blades. Rebend your legs, feet on the ground, and bring your hands back, and have a little bit of wider, and have the knees resting. Take a moment, breathe in, breathe out, and we're going to remove it. Okay, so we're just gonna put it aside in a minute. Just take a breath. This will be the final breath with the little blanket. So it's a little bit of that, like a fish pose, but not really. All right, so I'm going to roll away towards the one side of the blanket. Just push it aside for a moment and just lie back completely like that. If you had it all the time, that's fine. Just take a moment, keep breathing. About yoga, it's about, you know, how we breathe with little additions, little tips, little differences. Discernment is your practice to find little things that relate to you and to your body all today alone. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, so easy and mindful bridges, okay? So hands right next to your hips, a little bit reaching the ankles. They don't have to touch the heels or anything. And you're going to keep your head up. Please don't turn to the screen or to look at anything. Try to keep your neck soft and throat soft. Keep your hands reaching to the heels. Keep your shoulders tucked and lift up to your version of your bridge. Take a breath here. We're going to stay. Take a breath out. Notice the effort. Notice the shoulder pressing. Notice the head pressing. Notice the feet. Keep breathing in, breathing out, and softly land. So just kind of waking up gently, your hips, your shoulders, and then find your shape back. Relax on the ground. Very good. Now, feet can stay as they are. Open the arms again like a T and let the knees just kind of go to one side. Take a breath there. Don't move. Take a breath there. Take a breath out. So breathing in, gently finding these staggered legs, scattered legs, arms open. Head can turn a little bit here away or towards the legs or center. Feel the shape, feel the ribs, feel the hips, feel the shoulder. So we're taking breaths in these shapes that are like yoga shapes, but we're taking our time. Come back to the feet on the ground, knees pointing up, everything neutral. If you went off the block, off the mat to the side, reorganize yourself and then let the knees go to the second side. And just stay there. Just stay where you are. Take a breath. Really feel not only that you're breathing through your nose, but you're breathing to these ribs, to the shoulder, to the space that is kind of like this low back area, and feel a release of tension there. This is really a great one to breathe and stay. And try to maybe turn towards the opposite side of the knees or keep your head at center wherever it is. Just take a breath here, breathe in and out. Awesome. So feet on the ground, gently allow yourself to come back to center. We're really slowly taking our time to open ourselves. So we're going to take our happy baby. Okay, great pose. Lift your feet. And then you can grab behind the legs, you can grab the ankles, you can grab from the inside, you can have a strap. Again, 3 breaths here. Breathe in, feel your low back, feel the inner muscles in the groin, feel your whole back, feel your shoulders. Try to keep your head and your neck, throat on the ground. Try to not turn around too much and try to breathe to the legs, to the hips, to the bottom of your sacrum. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the shape and the breath and the time help you. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll take one more. Really letting the pose, the shape take you instead of you forcing the shape. Soften your face. If your face is tense or tight, your jaw, take check with everything that you don't need to be holding on to. Just let the knees kind of open wide to the sides, not using too much force, just letting the whole body stretch and open, breathe and open. Bring your hands around or the side of your knees, bring your legs together, and you're just going to lengthen the legs to any amount. Okay, so the legs now are vertical. Keep your shoulders down. Again, head to center. Try to not too much on the screen. I always am doing that, but I shouldn't because I want to see that everybody looks great. Okay, and then point, really point, really point, really point, really stretch and feel the whole leg pointing. And then flex, 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 and really flex and feel that your heels are really pointing to the heavens. Stretch all the toes to your face and feel the back, right? The calf muscles, maybe a little bit of hamstring, and do that a couple times with your breath, really pointing Really, really pointing all the toes, really strengthening the whole leg. And then do the opposite, relax the feet and then flex them. Flex them means that the toes face you. My legs are about hips distance. They don't have to be together. One more pointing. Keep breathing. One more flexing. Very good. Take your time. And then softening your legs. Bend the legs. Gently, gently. Find the floor. Feet on the ground. Take a moment and land and feel. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we're going to slowly find our ways to our hands and our knees. If you want to rock and roll, this is some ways to do it. You know, you cross your ankles, you get a little momentum, and you do that. Otherwise, just do it nice and gently, finding your way, rolling out of your mat, and then finding yourself on the tabletop, on the hands, and on the knees. If you want blocks, have your blocks underneath your hands on the lowest, right? The flattest, like flat. I'm gonna go on this side. Yeah. So try with the blocks and try with behind the blocks. I don't know if everybody has blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use two books. They have to be exactly the same. Okay. So I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do maybe 4 with the block, 4 without. You don't have to. You can do all 4s without the blocks. Now, where are my hands on the relationship on the block? You can have sort of like a gripping with the thumb outside. You can have the whole hand spread. You can have the bottom of your hand kind of at the edge of the block. All right, wherever it is, just feel like you can bend your elbows, lift your chest, and then push and straighten your arms and round and spread your shoulder blades. Really get into the movement of your spine. All right, so you can bend your elbows and come to cow. If this feels good, you know, and then straighten your arms and round and scoop the belly and bring the chin to the chest. So do these with your inhales and your exhales really mindfully, finding that your blocks are there. Maybe you did your 4s. All right, so maybe try putting the blocks away or keeping that and do more 4 more. Arms are straight when you round, bend your elbows and lift your tail away and lift your nose away from your tail. So really nice and gently rounding, rounding. Arms are straight and then bending into the cow shape. Stay in the cow shape and then see if you can add reaching back, keeping your hands where you are, keeping the hands maybe even on the blocks. If you still have the blocks, it's a great stretch. And then keep your hands there and sit back. Okay, so if you don't have the blocks, your hands are on the floor, and then sit back, bring your elbows down, and bring your forehead close to the ground. Come on up into the cow shape. Lift your tail. So again, you can have your lowers in your blocks, and then reach back, sit back. Keep the hands there, maybe lower your elbows down, lower your head and chest down. Come on up. You have your blocks, lift. All right, and then again, I'm just demonstrating which one is better. You can just keep away the blocks and just keep your hands on the floor, elbows on the ground, and you get a great stretch on your shoulders. So your hands don't move, your elbows don't move, and the elbows just come down, and you feel that whole side body stretching. And then just rest, okay? Just open the knees a little wider. You can keep the hands reaching forward. You can relax your hands closer. You can set your hands under your forehead or your chin, or have, again, something to support you. the block, the blanket, a pillow, a cushion, and breathe here. So here, please notice your breath. Belly is between your thighs. The knees can be wide and the knees can be together, but just to start, maybe start with the knees open, feet touching the back. And here, breathe through your kidneys, breathe through your back heart, your back lungs, excuse me. And softening again. And then again, it's the, well, how is the breath? How is the breath? How is the breath? We keep repeating because that's what we want. We want to have the breath present in the shapes that we're taking. We're going to start moving into strengthening and balance. You know, the bird dog, if it's too much today, just keep the maybe hands on the floor and just do one leg. We're going to do that because it's a great shape for strengthening, for balancing, and for also dissolving tension and tightness. Okay, so you can use your blocks or no blocks. I'm just going to put them aside. Come back to you feel your hands, your knees. You should check that your hands are not too much forward, that your knees are not all over the place. Check your alignments. And then engage your core. If you want to do the leg, just do one leg. If you want to do the leg and the arm, you do both at the same time. All right, and then just switch it. So please be kind and be mindful, again, how your body feels. Lengthen the leg. Try to not lift your hip. We're just keeping the hip nice and even. And just do one more on each side. So the arm and the leg, very good. Try to keep your gaze a little bit down and try to see what happens and then switch. Nice and slowly switch it. Good. Yeah, lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg, and breathe. Awesome. All right, now we're going to just do elbow and knee, 2 times, and then rest. Okay, so giving you a nice break to know what's coming. So give it your best, then you know you have a little break. So right arm and left leg, and then elbow to knee, squeeze your belly, and then lift and lengthen, and then squeeze, knee to elbow, squeeze. Maybe you can even hold the knee and strengthen and lengthen one more time, and bring the hand down and bring the knee back the way it started. Okay, and then switch. Okay, lighten the hand and the leg that is going to lift. All right, press the one that are on the floor. Knee and elbow come in, squeeze towards each other, squeeze the belly, and then lengthen away from the center, from the navel, reach away. And then knee and elbow come in, really squeeze. And then imagine that you lengthen and release tension. And imagine that you squeeze the belly and you're going to let go of the belly. And then it's going to release tension when you lift away and reach away from center. Bring your hand down, knees down. And you can feel that my heart and my breath is a little faster. And just come down and come back. Find your blocks. Find a little bit of that child's pose. Find a nice pause to catch up and see what thoughts and feelings just come up. So breathe in and out. Very basic, but very mindful in the yoga that we are pausing, that we're doing shapes that we are familiar with, but taking it with a more mindful and slow pace. So catch and breathe, soften your belly, soften, catch your breath. And then we're gonna try to make a little bit of flowy. We're getting a little warmer, okay? So from the hands and knees, I'm just gonna probably move around so I can show you from all sides. So you already lifted one leg, right? So let's say I'm gonna lift my left leg so I can face you. I'm gonna do a version of a side plank. So lifting one leg, left leg, in my case, I'm gonna put my foot down and I'm gonna bring the heel back in. So pivot the foot back and the foot comes back flat. And then The knee that is facing back, you're going to pivot the knee or the foot behind the knee back. So you need the foot behind you. You're going to lighten your left hand. You're going to lift it up. And this is where you come to this side and side plank with your foot down. So if your legs are, look at the feet and the hips are back, bring your hips forward, hips forward, hips forward. So hips forward, right hand under your shoulder. Maybe you can even put the block here. That feels great. Okay, or no block. The arm can be up. Maybe lift the foot off the ground and feel that. So opening the chest, maybe looking up at the hand, and then ground the foot. If it was not lifted, keep it there. All right, I'm going to bring the arm to the foot and bend. And then up just once or twice. So maybe just kind of slide it to the foot or bend the leg and touch your heel. Come on back, lift up, arm up. We're going to just rest from there. So come and bring the hand back to the ground, pivot the foot back in and bring your knees in and rest again. Come back, sit back, or come onto your elbows. That last part was just a nice kind of addition. You don't have to do that if it's too much, but if you like it, it's a nice way to kind of arc and maybe touch the other end, your feet or your leg or something. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, and then come on back on all fours, and then other leg extends. Feel that feels good, right? Feel that. You can just bring the foot in so that it's on the inside, pivot foot flat, okay? The knee on the floor is gonna bring the heel behind you. So just a little bit or all the way. You can tuck the toes or flatten. You're gonna lighten the right hand. You're gonna come on your left hand, you're gonna open. Okay, so this is your first option. Now, if your hips are back, bring the hips forward, bring the hips forward, bring the hips forward, okay? So you might need to walk more that hand. So more support, you're on your left hand, your left knee, right foot. If you feel stable, you can lift that foot off the ground. You don't have to. You can still keep those 3 points on the ground. My arm can reach up. My arm are really opening the chest up, all right? And then if you want, just bring the hand and maybe cross and touch your ankle, or maybe sliding across and bend and touch. So you don't have to do that part, but if it feels good and if it's not too much, just tap. And then maybe arm goes over, or maybe come back to the way you started and look down, hand down, bring the knee back in. You're gonna come onto your belly now. So come onto your elbows. And if you like, sorry, I messed up, but if you like, you can put a little blanket under your hips for a little more support. And then you can lie down. The front of the hips are on it. You can open the legs a little wider just to start. You can wiggle the hips a little bit. You can bring your hands in front. You can rest your forehead, or you can have your hands next to your body and rest your forehead down. So whatever feels good, you're on your belly and just breathe there. So you should feel the belly breath, and you should feel even that the back of your heart or the back of your lungs are there and breathing for you. So if you can hear my breath, purposely listen to it. Maybe that feels like a something you should do. Copy that. Breathe strongly and fully and with a sound, or ojjayi breath if you like. Now with your hands next to your hips, bring them there if you haven't. And my palms are kind of up, facing up. My thumbs are to my legs. Just keep your head down and lift your shoulders. Keep your head down, lift your shoulder blades.
So activate, press your hips down, keep your forehead down, and lift your shoulders, and then press your hips down, and then lift your head. All right, and then slowly head down, shoulders down. And then from here, really feel that the legs are elongating, long, really lengthen the legs, activate the legs, almost like lifting your kneecaps, and then lift your legs off the ground. Keep your forehead down, hands on the ground, and then bring your legs down, okay? And then from here, again, the first part. So keep your forehead down, just lift your shoulders, keep your forehead down, keep your feet down, and then lift your head up. Keep your face down, keep your gaze down, and feel the pelvis pressing and that my toes are still on the ground. So very mindful, little bit of locust. Bring your chest down, bring your head down, keep your head down, keep your shoulders down, and just lift your legs as if you're really lifting the legs from the thighs, not from the feet, from the thighs. Activate the thighs, the glutes, press your pubic bone down, and then maybe lift your shoulders and lift your head and lift your hands. Come to the full expression, lift away from the floor, and then rest again. Just let it go, bring your hands forward, and let your legs open wide, heels in, toes out, Makarasana, or just come down and then breathe in and breathe out. So from that little bit of variations of cobra, some back bends to strengthen the spine and the low back. And then just catch your breath. You can hear my breath, those back bends, those locusts, and strengthening back bends on the belly are really good, but they get your heart rate a little bit up. And that was just a very gentle way to do those locusts and those back bends. Now stay on the ground, please. Okay, you can have your hands again next to your body or in front with the elbows in front. All right, and you're just gonna come onto one of the elbows. Yeah, I think it's better if you come with the arms forward and just bend one leg out, just like that. Keep your head down. So the knee comes on the side of your hip, just like as if you're opening your hip. And then bring it back in, bring it back in, bring it back in. So the legs are parallel. And you're going to lift the same leg that you open, lift the heel up, and then point the heel up a little bit. And then maybe come now a little bit more onto your elbows. Keep that pointing of the heel or the toe. Really come onto the elbow, maybe coming into like a little diagonal. Maybe you can reach the hand, the same arm. Maybe grab it, maybe reach through it towards it. That's it. And then bring your elbows down, lengthen and relax your leg, come on the floor, and let yourself just melt on the ground. So you do those two, right? Your knee is open, right? With the knee in line with your hip. Just gonna come on this kind of like shape. So the other side, and the heel can be closed or it can be also in line with the knee. You can stay on the floor. You can stay with your arms in front. You can try coming up, but just be mindful. And then close the leg, bring the legs together again. All right, legs together again, reach back, lift your foot or lift your heel. You can stay here, maybe lift the knee. I forgot to do that. So lift the knee a little bit off the ground or keep the knee down and then eventually come onto your elbows. Prop yourself on one elbow especially. Maybe stay on the right elbow, the opposite, and then maybe try to reach towards the foot. Maybe you bring the foot, maybe you bring the heel close to the glute. Maybe you open and stretch your shoulders. So there's many options here.
And then relax slowly. Relax the foot, relax your arms, and widen the legs again. And lift your feet, lift your heels and shins, and just loosen up side to side. Breathe in and out. Roll your ankles here, just loosen up. And let's come to our first dog, all right? First down dog. The dog is just one of those that puts everything in shape, puts everything in place. You're upside down, you stretch your shoulders, your hamstrings, your calves, your whole spine. So blocks or no blocks, really wonderful to do it with blocks. If you want to do the blocks, really place the bottom, the beginning, like their hand on the flattest, and then tuck your toes, come to your first dog. If you don't have the blocks, just really use the whole hand, especially the thumb, that L shape, the thumb and the index pressing, maybe grab. Some people grasp, like suck the hands or they grab the mat, and then lift your tailbone up. So you can have your knees bent. You can have your legs try to straighten. Don't worry about the heels not touching. You're upside down. You're hugging your elbows or your arms towards your ears. Really don't worry about the knees or the legs being straight, and try to bring the chest to the thighs. So the down dog is especially wonderful. I know it's a lot on the wrists. Very good. All right, just really press the feet, press the hands. And then you're gonna come to the knees. You're gonna do a little push up with me. So come to the knees gently. And you can bring your hands a little bit more forward. You're going to just kind of push and come up. So do just a little bit, enough that you know you can come out from there. Don't go all the way down that you cannot reach back. You're on your knees, and just do one or two to straighten the back, the chest, and get a lot of tension that we have. That's it. Two or three, as much as you can, and back to your dog. That's it. That's all we did. We're going to walk your feet to the front, or walk your hands with your feet, doesn't matter. Walk the feet or meet halfway at the center of the mat. And just please here, yes, if you have your blocks on your highest, would be great. Okay, so feel the knees and feel your kind of like a flat back here. Looks like everybody has blocks, I think. And you're going to do like a little bit of a twist with the blocks. If you cannot have blocks, you can do it with the hand on the floor. You're going to lift the arm and bend one of the legs and look at the hand. But with your block, you really get to almost twist the arm a little bit more. Bend the bottom leg, you're turning away, and open the arm, or just twist up. And then look down, bring everything down, come back to the blocks, fold again. Take a moment to hands on the blocks and lift and lengthen with bent legs, and feel what happens on the back, right? Flat back. And then switch again, switch, bend the leg, hand on the block, hand on the middle. You can also just do one block, right? Just turn, 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 look up at the hand, stack your shoulders, try to straighten the leg. It's not gonna happen, but maybe one day. And then return. This way, just come back, maybe just have your hands holding the elbows, and just be upside down here. Breathe in and out. Loosening the head, loosening the arms, letting the belly just kind of rest with your ribs on it. Relax here. You can have the hands on blocks. You're upside down. Bring the chin to the chest. Maybe look to your belly or look to your legs. Just really relax the head. Go yes and no.
And we're going to slowly, slowly roll up. So you can really bend your legs like a chair and slowly coming up to the Tadasana, coming up to standing. My God, I don't know what happened. It's already 10:10. All right, so stand and feel, right? Stand and feel that even though you're standing and doing nothing, feel the movement, feel the heart pumping, feel the legs, the power of your legs just really holding you up. Feel that sensation of the crown of the head reaching the heavens, maybe closing the eyes, feeling the breath here, feeling the feet, right? The arches, the whole surface of the feet on the floor, mat, or carpet, wherever you are. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice that even though you're doing nothing and you're just standing, you're observing the body, the breath, the thoughts, and the feelings. You're going to just do a little bit of a little squat and bring your hands to heart. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of like a mini chair, mini fierce pose, right? And then from here, you're just going to try to stay with the knees bent and open the arms, front and back. And then bring your hands to heart. Keep the legs a little bit low, a little bit of a squat, and then open. Feel the hand reaching forward, feel the other hand reaching back, feel both arms stretching away. Come back to chair, and then lengthen and stand up. One more, little squat, maybe more, up to you, wherever you want. Open, forward and back. Try to keep the hips more forward, center and open. Reach forward, reach back. Knees together, hips down. And then center, stay low, stay low, stay low. And then your arms a little higher. Good. Your chair pose, very valuable, very strengthening. And then hands to heart, and then stand up on your feet. And relax your hands and just shake it all out. Shake your legs, shake your arm, roll your shoulders, shake it all out. Let's do one arm to the back, other arm to the back, and from the back forward, from the back forward. One arm across and open, one arm other across and open. So do these, just kind of like shaking the energy. You can do it with bent legs, and then from the back forward, from the back forward, across, across, and maybe both arms, and maybe both from the back to the front. And then again, just feel that, feel that. Feel the heart, feel the breath, feel the pumping, and feel everything just really, really moving. Let's do a warrior one, warrior two shape. So I'm going to go to my mat, the width of my mat. Right? And then widen to where you feel that you can be safe and that you can really engage your legs. Okay, so the legs is wide, that you feel safe, that is, this is too much, you don't like your legs, just come in a little bit. And I'm gonna go to my left, okay? So you can go to your left or to your right. I'm gonna turn my left foot out, and my right foot comes in. Angle my foot a little bit in, okay? Then I'm gonna bend my front leg and keep my back leg straight. That's how you enter your warrior one, warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Just keep here, check with the leg in the front, check with the hip and the leg in the back, and open the arms like a T, stretching away from the center. That's your warrior two.
Breathe here. And then relax your arms, straighten the legs. Don't move anything. Straighten the legs. Walk the foot more closer, closer. Arms open again. Bring the hips to the back. Tip the hips to the back. Reach forward away from the inner part of the leg. And then hand to the knee, below the knee, for a version of triangle trikonasana. Head up, face down. You can bend the front leg a little bit, but they should be like very, very straight angles. The hips are open, the side of your body is open. You should be able to release your arms away from the body, or just have a little bit of sense of having the hand in front of our shin. Press your feet really strongly, push, push, push the floor with your legs. Inhale, come up, and then turn the foot in, slowly heel in. Step your feet to the center. Just take a moment to breathe in and out. So very basic, Vira 2, Warrior 2, really good for opening again the hips, especially when we're sitting too much. Take a moment, heel. All right, and just in between, open a little bit wider with your toes in now and the heels out. Bring your hands on the hips. Take a little bit of lifting up and then hinging here from the waist, from the hips coming forward, just halfway, halfway. Maybe use the legs, the hands on the legs. And then slowly coming up, coming up, coming up. Do a little bit of tempo. So now heels in, toes out, squat a little bit, and do any variation with your arms. Squat as much as you can. Elbows out like a 90-degree. Knees are turning out in direction with your toes. Relax your hands. Push your feet away. And then feet together. Step together. Shake the hands. Wiggle and shake, shimmy if you like. Roll your shoulders up and back a little bit. All right. And then just do those little bit of swaying and swaying, arm to the back, arm to the back, and then from the back to the front. And then one more, just loosen up. You can even do a little bit of legs. You can do both. Very good. Just loosen up and shifting the energy out. Start entering the other side. So nice and wide stance. Nice strong legs. All right, and then the other side, just turn, right? Feel the foot. Pretty straight, front leg is going to bend eventually. The back foot. Just turn it, the toes in just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. The hips should be right in the center. You shouldn't lean to the leg you're leaning towards. You do not lean there. You should just bend the leg, but your torso remains, your shoulders on top of your hips. Eventually, you want that leg like that, parallel. I'm not there yet because it hurts like hell. But, you know, we're doing these asymmetric poses that opening the legs, the inner legs, doing completely different things. So bend the front leg, the back leg is straight, really press on that back heel and do the arms when you're ready. Do the arms and look over to your right. Feel the legs, right? The inner legs, the back hip, and have your torso in the center. Strong, strong legs. Now, just momentarily bring your hands to the body. Straighten the front leg, walk the foot back, the one in the back, walk it a little bit closer, and then hips to the back, all right? Hips to the back. So tilt towards the leg that you're gonna go forward, tilt there. Reach your arm as if you wanna reach away. So get that length in that body, and then maybe tap or open for your triangle. So stack your shoulders, stack your hips, open your side body, open your shoulders. This is Trikonasana. So you're having triangles with your leg, The whole body feels like a nice triangle. The whole body is breathing and opening front and back. All right, and then relax. Press your feet strongly. Bend the front leg, inhale, and then turn the toes in. Step in. Do nothing. Close your eyes and feel. Feel the breath. Feel the vibrations. Feel the movement inside, the thoughts moving, the mind moving, the heart pumping, everything inside, even though you're just standing, strongly feeling everything and almost imagining things in there doing its thing. We're going to roll down again. Take your time, right? So you can kind of have your blocks ready for you. If you want them, you're going to rely on your blocks. Otherwise, you can just swan dive down, roll down, any way you like. Just kind of fold yourself down, coming down, coming down, coming down. Come onto your hands. Find your knee, find the other knee. And just place your hands on the floor. Just go a little side to side. And cats and cows, just a little bit. All right, and then I'm gonna do a lizard here. Okay, so lizard is iguana, right? Iguana for us. You can have the blocks and just step one of the feet in the top and more to the corner. All right, so you can bring your hands or the blocks on the inside. You can stay here. Now there's a lot of options here. You can also move the knee back, the knee on the floor back. You can lift your heel. You can come onto one elbow or two elbows. You can stay high. You can come and stay here. So this is your lizard pose with the foot kind of out, turning out. All right, and then some people like to do some circles here. You can do some circles. Coming forward if you like. Breathing in and out. I'm staying high. Do the best you think, that thing that works for you. All right, so come out of there as best as you can. And I'm gonna come and get you into like a twist. All right, so the right foot is to the right. So my right foot was at like an angle. Bring it to the left side, right? Bring it to the left side of the mat and try to slide the back knee closer to the bottom of your heel and then open the foot back, the heel, and then see if you can sit. All right, if not, get there the way you get there. And if this doesn't work, you can also kind of lengthen the bottom leg, okay? So we got there here from a twist. Just take a moment. And instead of going towards the knee, just do it like an open twist. So open to the front, the belly is not closed, it's open. You can put the hand, grab the ankle, you can put it on the knee, you can use the other hand to get a little tall, and just breathe here. So if you want to close your eyes or just really be mindful, we're gonna somehow get out of here. That's the tricky part. All right, so just, walk the leg out and then just swing it back behind. Somehow get to hands and knees. Come to hands and knees. Let's do just one dog, just one if you like. Just lifting up, kind of resetting everything, bending and straightening, wiggle your legs, and then bring your knees down. Walk your blocks or your hands to the other side, and then step your leg outside for that lizard or that iguana. All right, so here, right, you can come down You can also, some people, I see that they, you have your left foot forward, just kind of bring the knee back, back, back. So it's more like in the skin in front of the bone, and then you can lift your back foot up. Now, if you don't like that, it's horrible, just bring the knee in, come back to lizard, make some circles. This is optional, or stay, just kind of let the knees the hips open. You can come down, you can stay with one elbow and just do one hand. You can bring the hand on the knee, you can turn, just stay in the lizard. In the lizard that feels good to you. So yeah, so breathe it, feel it. And try to bring the hips closer to the ground. That's what we want, right? To open those hips so we can release a little bit of our backs. Now, come back wherever, if you went sinking forward, just bring the knee back in so you have the support, bring the knee in. The front foot is gonna walk to the side, walk to the opposite side, right? You can use your blocks, just kind of bring the knee back closer, 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 and then sit. If this is horrible, then just kind of, swing the leg so you can kind of go to the twist here on this side. Okay, so you can have the leg extended, and this would be your twist that is open, or you can have the knee, the heel, and just open. So wherever you are, spine is nice and tall, and just coming to our little Mari Ardham Matsyendrasana, or one of the sages in yoga. All right, and then just wherever you are, just extend your legs forward. So uncross, extend the legs forward. You can have them a little bit, you can put in a blanket here if you want. I have my legs a little bit bent. I'm gonna lift my chest, and I'm just gonna walk gently forward. Forward, taking a breath here. Slowing down here, rounding here, maybe closing your eyes. And this is one of those, we're going to take 3 breaths again, just really slowing everything down. Coming to a forward bending seated. It's just really not forcing anything, just breathing, softening the low back and the shoulders, allowing everything to kind of melt and fold. Not forcing, just let the breath come in, inhales, exhales. One more inhale, exhale. And then staying wherever you are, just take another final breath here. If you want to hear, if you can hear my breath, just copy, breathe, nose or out your mouth. Coming up gently, please don't come out fast. Come out gently. And we're going to do another version of a fish. So you can bend your legs to start. Lean back, come onto your elbows. And then if you want, you can extend your legs. That's all you're going to do. So you're on your elbows, and maybe open the heart, open the chest, the front, the posterior body. Maybe the head looks at the feet. Maybe the head looks up, or maybe you let the head kind of hang back. So be careful with your neck. Really open the heart. So really press your arms and squeeze your shoulders. And this would be your version of this fish pose. Feel the ribs, almost like ribs coming up. All right, careful with your neck, please. If it went holding back, come back, chin to chest. All right, and then from here, just come onto your arms, on your shoulders, and just lie back again. So here we're lying back again. And if you have not a strap near you, go and find it. Get that strap. just a couple of stretching to kind of stabilize the hips and the glutes. If you want to go to the Shavasana, you can. I see some of you, they're like already done there. All right, just a couple of fun stretches with the strap. You should be feeling like everything will be, you know, kind of like a comprehensive, complete stretching class so it comes back fully. All right, so it's going to be kind of fun and different. Okay, it's going to be a little different, and I hope it works for you. So you're going to strap one of the feet here, right? Grab the strap, keep this knee close. This leg is bent, and this other leg is going to lengthen and lower as you hug with the strap. Lengthen and lower. Maybe doesn't have to lower too much, doesn't have to feel too much. All right, and then we're going to try to play with that. I'm going to have to fix the screen. All right, so you're going to try to straighten the leg and bend the other leg and then lower. So play around with that. So one leg comes in and then both come in and then straighten, bend and push. Very good. A little bit of coordination. All right, and then both legs up, grab the strap behind and press through both toe mounts, pushing a little bit, keeping your hips down. Perfect. Yeah. And then the other leg is going to stay, right? So you can relax your arms and your shoulders. Are you reach for the strap? Maybe wrap around. All right, so bend the other leg and straighten. Keep the knee close to your chest, lift and lower. Lift and lower, good. Lift and lower, so hug the knee to the chest with your strap. All right, and then just play around with that. So the leg is going to straighten, right? And then rebend. Lower a little bit or lower a lot. They don't have to lower a lot. It can be just a little bit. Or really use the whole leg to straighten. Just bring both legs in between the strap again and then widen the strap. If you have a wide strap, use that. If you don't have a strap, that's okay. Just widen the legs out. Final shape. Yay. Awesome. And then slide the strap, bring the legs together. Hug the knees in. Put the strap away for a moment. Both hands on the knees. Each hand on each leg. Press away, arms straighten. Bend the arms, bring the knees to chest. All right, and then push the knees out. Lengthen the arms, almost like your legs want to lift you off the ground. Keep the head low, keep the head at center. Knees in, elbows bent. All right, just play with that. Maybe opening, bending the elbows, turning more into a circle here. Wide squat, and then circle the other way. All right, when it comes to twists that are also super amazing, feet on the ground. Okay, so if you want to put a block, here or under or a blanket and a block. I'm gonna have my knees go to my right. Okay, so I'm gonna lift my hips a little bit and then kind of put them towards my left. So lift and hips go sideways a little bit towards the end on the not in the middle of the mat. So you're gonna turn them out and then you're gonna let the knees go to the right. So you lift your hips a little bit just to get in the middle. So when you turn your hips to the side, you're not staggered. So it's like a more organized, lifting your hips to the side and then bring your knees both up. You can put a blanket in between, you can put a block in between, and you can open the arms out, or you can just bring one hand on the knee towards the leg in the front of the thigh. Just open, stay here, breathe here in and breathe out. So this is your digestive twist, your calming twist, your double leg twist, many variations. You can, legs have been staggered, legs can be together, legs can be lower away from the hips, or it can be higher, it can be closer to the arm. So whatever you are, just make sure your side of your ribs that are lifting, they're not on the ground. The ribs that are open up are breathing fully. So breathe the armpit. If you like that arm overhead, that's also great. And breathe. Make sure you feel your breath. Turn to center. Use your hands, use your core. Come back. So you're on your hips. All right. Make sure your hips are even. Right. And then just feet on the ground. All right. Push up. Turn the hips a little to the other side. So just a little bit, like an inch or two. And then let the knees drop to the other side. Then you want to add your arms, any arm with the arms open, with the arm overhead, with one hand on the thigh, maybe even on the ribs. Maybe this feels good, just really breathing here on the rib cage, maybe on the low back, right? Maybe on the belly, whatever feels good. Just take a full breath in, full breath out. You like closing the eyes? Yes, awesome. We want to always feel that space, right, between these floating ribs, the hips, the low back, this area, that it gets compressed when we sit, when we are propped up also in our cars, right? So we want to extend the posterior, the anterior body. Make sure your breath is comfortable. And wherever you are, return your steps. Your arms come lower. Slowly come and unwind. And start setting up for your final relaxation. Remember, these blocks can be Supta Baddha Konasana with the blocks underneath your legs. You can just do a super wonderful traditional long legs out and long arms out, the palms up. You can also have blocks under your legs. They feel great. Relax your back. Make sure the blocks are equal. Those of you in the cold weather, put blankets on the shoulders, on the chest, on the belly. And then where are your hands going to go? On sides, out, on belly or hips, palms up, palms down. Let the legs relax away. Let the shoulders really feel they're grounded. Let the back of your head feel that is supported. Feel the back hip supported. Feel the contact of your body, the places of your body that are contact with the floor. Let's start those places to relax and let go with the support. And eventually let everything, even the ones that are not completely on the ground also feel like they can let go completely as the breath just comes in, travels in through the nose and out. Feeling the breath that is coming, yes, through the nose, but it's going also to your chest, to your lungs, to your ribs, to your hips, to your feet, to your toes. Feel the breath really helping you release all the efforts. There's no effort here. It's just the letting go sensation of the calming part of the yoga, the serenity, the part of the class that is just completely in harmony and in balance as the body now is ready or almost can really rest after that, those places that we stretched and we opened and we made some new spaces. Also, the breath has more space to breathe, the front and the back. Your final shape, your final traditional Shavasana is where everything, the effects of the yoga comes to effect. The part of the satisfaction that you did it, and it gives you a sense of well deserved, well done, a sensation that you're taking care of yourself, that you really deserved a couple of minutes of relaxation, meditation, and Shavasana. So I'll stay a couple of minutes. If you are wanting a little bit of more 5 or 10 minutes to your Shavasana, please stay there. Please listen to the body. And if you would like to come out of your Shavasana and continue the rest of your activities in your day, then start coming out gently, breathing gently, breaths through your nose, maybe exhale out of your mouth, maybe wiggling your wrists and your hands. And you know how to come out gently. Give yourself time. Some groans and some moaning, whatever you need to come out. I'm just going to let you come out on your own since you seem like you need it. So take another time for you to really use that Shavasana for your own benefit. Thank you, guys.